The cheapest car on this list costs more than most people earn in 30 years of work. And that's the cheapest one. What you are about to see is not the supercar world. It is the layer above it. Today we are counting down the top 10 hypercars so expensive you will never afford them. And the number one car? It is a one of one. The owner has never let the world see their face. When you hear the price, every car before it will sound like a bargain. One of the cars on this list even has a secret Hollywood spent millions trying to replicate. 9 copies of it were destroyed just to capture a single moment on film. Let's start with number 10. Number 10, Aston Martin Valkyrie. This is what happens when you hand a Formula One designer the keys to a street-legal car. The chassis was engineered by Adrian Newey, the man behind a decade of championship-winning Formula One machines. Under the cover sits a naturally aspirated 6.5-liter V12 that screams to 11,100 revolutions per minute, higher than any production engine in history. Combined with its hybrid system, the Valkyrie produces 1,160 horsepower. Only 150 coupes exist. Price starts around $3.5 million. And if you flip the car for profit, Aston Martin blacklists you from every future special edition they ever make. But the next car makes that restriction look casual. Number 9, Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute. Koenigsegg built it with one goal: make the fastest road legal car ever produced. Under the rear cover sits a 5-liter twin-turbo V8, producing up to 1,600 horsepower when it is fed the right fuel. That's not a typo, 1,600. The top speed target is around 330 miles per hour. The drag coefficient is 0.278, lower than some Formula One cars. The gearbox shifts through 9 ratios with 0 lag. Only 125 Jeskos will ever exist. Each one costs around $3 million. Seeing one on a public road is almost statistically impossible. And if the Absolute is built for raw speed, the next car was built for something stranger. Number 8, McLaren Speedtail. There are 106 Speedtails in existence. That number isn't arbitrary. It matches the exact production count of the McLaren F1, built between 1992 and 1998. Step inside. The driver sits in the center. 2 passenger seats flank you, slightly behind, exactly like the F1. No side mirrors. Retractable high-definition cameras pop out when you start the car, then fold back in to eliminate drag. The twin-turbo 8 pairs with a hybrid system to push output past 1,036 horsepower. It was verified to hit 250 miles per hour on the Kennedy Space Center runway. The price was $2.25 million. Everyone sold out before the public ever saw the car. McLaren didn't even hold a public launch. If you weren't already on their list, you weren't getting in. Number 7, Lamborghini Sian FKP 37. The Sian is the first production. Lamborghini built with a hybrid system, but instead of a battery, they used a supercapacitor. A battery takes time to deliver power. A supercapacitor releases everything instantly, and it weighs a fraction of what a battery weighs. The result is an 819 horsepower V12 that hits 60 miles per hour in 2.8 seconds, with no lag, no delay, just violence on demand. Only 63 coupes were built. The number honors Ferruccio Lamborghini, born in 1963. 19 roadsters followed, all sold before the public unveiling. Price: around $3.6 million. And we still haven't touched the price that rewrote the record books. What's sitting at number 1 makes everything so far look like a warm-up. Number 6, Bugatti Devo. This next car breaks the pattern. It's not the most expensive. It's not even the rarest. But it has a barrier none of the others can match. You cannot buy a Devo. Not with $6 million, not with $60 million. It doesn't matter how much you have. Bugatti sold all 40 Devos in a private preview, and every buyer had already owned a Chiron. No one from the outside got in. It was an invite-only sale. It produced 1,479 horsepower, was 90 kilograms lighter than a Chiron, generated almost 4 times the downforce, and was 8 seconds faster around Nardo. Price at launch was $5.8 million. This is a car you earn, not a car you buy. Number 5. Lycan Hypersport. W Motors is a Lebanese company. They built exactly 7 of these. 7. That is not a typo. It produces 740 horsepower, and it goes 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. But none of that is what makes it legendary. Look at the headlights. There are 440 diamonds embedded in the titanium LED blades, totaling 15 carats. The center console projects a holographic mid-air display, the first in any car ever made. The price is $3.4 million. But here's the part most people do not know. If you have seen Furious 7, you have seen it jump between 3 Abu Dhabi skyscrapers. That stunt used 10 replicas. 9 were deliberately destroyed during filming. Hollywood burned through 9 copies just to capture a single sequence. Number 4. Pagani Huayra Imola, named after the racetrack where Pagani logged 16,000 kilometers of high-speed testing during development. The engine is a twin-turbo 6-liter V12 from Mercedes-AMG, producing 827 horsepower. But the story isn't the engine, it's the paint. Pagani developed a process called Aquarello Light that cuts the weight of the paint itself by about 5 kilograms compared to standard finishes. They found a way to make the paint weigh less. 5 units. That's the entire production run. The price is $5.4 million. More people have climbed Mount Everest than have ever sat in a Huayra Imola. Number 3. Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita. Koenigsegg planned to build 3. The name itself is Swedish for 3 whites. It refers to a shimmering silver-white diamond weave carbon fiber that catches sunlight like a field of stars. The material was so difficult to produce that Koenigsegg completed only 2 cars before giving up. 2. That is not a typo. The third was never finished. It produced 1,018 horsepower and a top speed rated at 254 miles per hour. The price at launch was $4.8 million. One was owned by Floyd Mayweather. The other belongs to a man in Geneva. Nobody knows his name. He has never spoken to the press. Only one car on this list is rarer. And when the sale closed, the manufacturer needed 2.5 years to physically finish building it. Number 2. Mercedes-Maybach Exelero. 1 car. And the reason it exists is stranger than anything else on this list. In 2005, a German tire company called Fulda wanted to test a new generation of 23-inch tires. They needed a car that could sustain over 350 kilometers per hour to push the rubber to its limits. No production car could do it. So Fulda commissioned Mercedes and Maybach to build one from scratch. It had a 5.9-liter twin-turbo V12 engine, 700 horsepower, hauling 2.66 tons of hand-built coupe to a verified 218 miles per hour at Nardo. It was sold to rapper Birdman in 2011 for $8 million. A tire company commissioned the most expensive concept car of its era. Before we reveal the number 1 car on this list, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Number 1. Bugatti La Voiture Noire, the black car. In the 1930s, Jean Bugatti, son of the company's founder, hand-built 4 Type 57 SC Atlantics. One of them, the black one, vanished during World War II. It was never found. 70 years later, Bugatti decided to build a modern tribute. Exactly 1 copy, no more. The car is carved from a single uninterrupted piece of carbon fiber. No seams, no panel gaps. Even the windows sit flush with the body. 6 exhaust pipes run across the rear in a single continuous line. It delivers 1,479 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds. The price, $18.7 million, made it at the time of its sale the most expensive new car ever built. Bugatti sold it in 2019. It took them 2.5 years of hand assembly before the car was ready for delivery. And here is what makes it a legend. The owner has never been publicly revealed. Rumors swirl around Ferdinand Piëch and Cristiano Ronaldo. Neither confirmed. Somewhere in the world, a single person owns a single car that will never be built again, and they have made sure nobody will ever know who they are. The number one car alone should have blown your mind, but now it is your turn. Which of these machines is truly worthy of the top spot? Which one do you think does not deserve to be on this list? Comment your thoughts, defend your choice, and let us see who really understands what makes a hypercar legendary.